Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to show you that how can we use ChatGPT or how can we integrate ChatGPT with our Node.js app using the OpenAI API. So OpenAI is the parent company of ChatGPT, and that is the one that has created ChatGPT for us. So using the OpenAI API, we are able to easily uh, not only integrate ChatGPT with the Node.js app but also get the responses of the ChatGPT directly into our Node.js app. So in this video we are going to see the whole process. So this process is bifurcated into two parts. The first part is generating the API keys from the OpenAI API, and the second part is actually using those API keys to generate the responses. So in this video we are going to cover both the parts. So let us start without any further ado. So the first step is you need to go to ChatGPT's homepage, that is an OpenAI homepage. So this is the OpenAI homepage, openai.com. Once you go in there, you need to log in. So once you log in, you will get these two options, either ChatGPT or the API. Since we are going to work with the OpenAI API at this point, so I'm going to select this API option. Once you select that, you will get this kind of a page. So what you need to do over here is go to this very left side menu. Here you will find this lock icon which shows API keys. So let's just click on that. Here you will see all the API keys that have been created by you. So for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to create a new API key. So just click on create a new secret key. If you want to provide it a name, we can provide it. Let's just say Node.js test. And then click on create secret key. So once your secret key begins creation, you have to verify that you are a human. So you have to just work on these puzzles. So I will just quickly solve these puzzles and then continue the video. Now once your action is complete, once your verification is complete, you will get this OpenAI key. So we can just simply copy it from here and click on done. Now the reason I'm showing it on the internet is because I'm just going to delete the key after this whole video is completed. Okay, now the next step what you need to do is go to Visual Studio Code. So there are two ways of doing that. Firstly, you need to go to the parent folder where you want to create a project. So I'm in the desktop folder. So what I'm going to do is in the address bar, I'm just going to type cmd, so that would open the command prompt over here, and in here I'm just going to create a new folder. So I'm just going to say mkdir, and let us just make a new folder as OpenAI, and then cd into this folder, and here I'm just going to open Visual Code. So for that the command is code space dot, so that would open up the Visual Studio Code for me. Now comes the step of installing the packages. So OpenAI is a package that is provided to us that we need to install in Visual Studio Code. So once your code opens, you need to go to terminal and click on new terminal. Once this new terminal opens up, what you need to do is just run the few commands like npm init to initialize the npm packages, and this is going to take a few seconds. So every confirmation it asks, just press enter and finally click on yes. So your package.json file would be created. Now we would be creating another file and name it as index.js. That's where our code will come. So before using the code, before actually using the package, we need to install the package. So for this the command would be npm install, and the name of the package is OpenAI. So just type npm install OpenAI, and let's just wait for a few seconds till the package gets installed. So this is going to take a few seconds, and once the package is installed or it is getting installed, you will see a node modules folder already created for you. This actually holds all the files related to your package, the OpenAI package that we're trying to install. Now as you can see, the package has been completely installed. What we are going to do is write the code so that we can provide a prompt from our Node.js app, and that prompt would be used to generate the ChatGPT response. So first of all, what we need to do is we need to import this package. So what we are going to do is we are going to write const, we are going to need configuration and the OpenAI API from this. So OpenAI API. These both packages we need from the OpenAI. So require OpenAI. Then I'm just going to use this config to config the API keys that we have just copied. So it would be const config new configuration, and in this we are going to just use the API key. So API key, that would be the exact value that we just copied, and put a comma in the end. Now our config variable has been created. We would create another variable to initialize the OpenAI API. So let's just name it as OpenAI itself, and let's create a new variable of type OpenAI API, and in here the configuration details would be this held by this config variable. So that is provided over here. Then the next step would be to make sure the prompt we are providing. So run prompt, let's just take this as the name of the variable, and this is going to be an async function instead of a promise. I think async functions are much more easier to use and easier to understand as well, even for a beginner. So we are just going to use the async functions over here, and here I'm going to take a variable that is let's say prompt. Here I'm going to provide it a prompt. So let's say my prompt is tell me a joke, and that joke is let's say about a cat eating pasta. So tell me a joke about a cat eating pasta, and that is my prompt. That's what I'm going to provide. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the response. So for the response, I'm just going to create another variable. Let's say the response variable. Here I'm going to await for the response. So await for the OpenAI response. So the function is called create completion. Create completion. That would give me the response, and here I need to configure some of the variables like the model. So the model is going to be this is also going to be the same for you, that is the text DaVinci 003. So this model is what ChatGPT is using. Then we need to configure the prompt, and that is the one stored in our prompt variable. Then we have the max number of tokens, so that is the max length of the response that we need. So let's say 2048, that's good for us for now. And then let's say the temperature is 1. So temperature is actually the randomness. We don't want it the response to be too random. Temperature 1 is good for us. Then finally, whatever the response is, we want to print it. So we can't just simply use a console log statement. So whatever the response is, we want to print it. Let's just print only the response, and then finally we call this run prompt function. So that's our code. We can just save it, and to run it we have to run the command node index.js. So the response we get is some kind of this. So that means in the choices we have got a message which is a type of an object that would return us the response. So instead of printing the response, what we are going to do is we are going to print this. So the response, from the response we go to choices, and in the 0th index of the choices, whatever the message is, we want to stringify it using json.stringify function. So we save the changes and run this command again, and now here is the joke that we got. Why did the cat sit next to the bowl of spaghetti? Because she wanted to be a Parmesan cheese. If you want another joke, what we can do is we can rerun this again with the same command node index.js. So right now the joke, the content changes. Why did the cat sit next to the pasta? Because it wanted to eat some pasta cats. Now if you want to just show this content, what we can do is in the message we do dot content. So that would give us only the content part and not the role part, which is exactly what we want. Now if we run this again, so yeah, why did the cat sit down to eat a big plate of pasta because it wanted to be a copycat of the Italian Parmesan. So this is how we can easily get the response of the chat GPT integrated into our Node API. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.